Okay, so Whiskey in the Wild here, and we've got ourselves to the Glendronach Distillery, which sits in the Valley of Forg. It's a hamlet, not too far from Turriff, and unfortunately it's closed, obviously because of COVID. So, but we can have a little look outside. We'll show you the burn where they get the water for, the Dronach Burn. So come and have a look at this. So just down here is one of the distilleries where the water source for the whiskey runs straight through the distillery. So have a look down here. Actually, go this side, Scott. So that's the Dronach Burn right there. That's the water that goes in your whiskey when you drink Glendronach whiskey. And all the warehouses are at the back, and you can see the ex-bourbon casks and the sherry casks that they use, because like I said on my previous video, Glendronach is a heavily sherried malt, so they use all the ex-Oloroso sherry butts and Pedro Jimenez barrels to give that beautiful sherry profile to the whiskey. So like I said on my previous video, it was founded by a man called James Allardyce, who was quite a well-known chap in the area, and they say it was founded by a consortium of people. So there was some local farmers, some businessmen, James Allardyce himself, all got together and founded this distillery, and almost 200 years old, so it's not 194 years old, and it was actually one of the first properly licensed distilleries in Scotland. So that's quite a nice thought when you're drinking your little dram from there. So like I say, the Dronach Burn goes all the way through, and apparently Glendronach means Valley of the Brambles, and brambles is a Scottish word for saying blackberries. So it's surrounded by barley fields. So it's amazing that this distillery sits right in the heart of everything they need to make their whiskey. The water, the barley, and obviously they import all their barrels. But it's a shame that we can't go in. I was going to hopefully get into the shop. I thought the shop might be open. We might have been able to get some of their other whiskies that they do. So part of their core range is the Healing, which is the 8-year-old. They've got the 12-year-old, the 15-year-old Revival, which has been revived again, and the 18-year-old Allardyce. But like I was saying in my previous video of the Glendronach, it was mothballed in 1996 and then taken over in 2002. And up until recently, it was Ben Riach owned it, and now I think it's Brown Forman, an American company, that owns it. But a lot of the whiskies that would have been in the warehouses from up until 1996, some of those whiskies would have gone into the bottlings almost up until now. 2019, 2020 is the last period, I think, for that. The 18-year-old Allardyce will have some of that older whiskey in it. So you're getting more bang for your bucks there. Scott's just watching the road. We don't get run over on this bridge. But yeah, also what's really fascinating here is a lot of the houses and the buildings that are inside the distillery were all used to house the workers on the distillery. So a lot of those buildings are still there. And there's a little there's a myth of a Spanish woman who had tried to get over to Scotland, I think, and she hid inside a sherry barrel, and it got transported over here, and there's a little myth that she haunts one of the buildings here, but that's probably a load of bull. But I suppose if you've drank enough whiskey, you might see that, eh? But anyway, there it is, the Glendronach Distillery. I might get a little video further on round, or a photo further on round, just to show you the actual site. But this is the most important bit, the water that makes the whiskey, and the barley in the barrels. So there we are. Sorry we couldn't get in, but I did say I'd get here, and we did get here. So it's a Glendronach Distillery, lovely, lovely dram. And I'm going to go and drink one of the Healing. I'm going to have a little dram of that just up the road. So, Slán Javad, see you on the next video.